Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to All Beer Inside, the Quarantine Edition episodes. Joining me today on the Zoom call is Craft Beer Bailey.
Hello.
Hi, thanks for joining us today, and thanks for letting us interview you.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Yeah. So I know you're a blogger and an Instagrammer, and as well as you're self-proclaimed on the Instagram, the shortest flying monkey.
Yeah.
So what's the beer story? What brought you to blogging, Instagramming, and what got you working at Flying Monkeys in Barrie, Ontario?
Yeah, actually, sorry, my dog is now distracting me.
Okay.
The first brewery I actually ever visited was Flying Monkeys. I am from Barrie originally. So naturally, you gravitate toward downtown when you turn 19. And yeah, so it was kind of the first brewery I visited. And I fell in love with, the psychedelic colors and everything that they have going on in their tap room. So yeah, I always had a love for that brewery. I've now been to over 100 breweries in all of Ontario. But yeah, that one always held a soft spot in my heart. And I moved home a couple years ago. And at that time, I had already kind of built on my Instagram. And I guess they saw that I was moving home and they actually offered to interview me for the order desk position to sell their beer. So that's kind of how I got the job.
Awesome. So we're enjoying a beer together. It's not the same beer, obviously, but what are you drinking right now?
I am drinking Wonky Bastard from Brook. I actually have never had it. I got it in the mail about a month ago, I think, and I'm pretty excited to try it. I've been saving it for a special occasion, so here we are.
Ah, perfect. I'm starting light as Muskoka's tread lightly.
Yeah, how is that?
It's light, crisp, super crushable. I think it's only like 3%.
Yeah.
4%. So yeah, I could probably pound back a few on a well, in Quebec it's a terrace, but on a patio. So as we virtually do it, as I say on the show, cheers or toast. Yeah.
Guys.
Mentioning Flying Monkeys, the color schemes on some of the cans are just like, whoa,
I know,
and
they blow my mind.
Yeah. And then
it's unreal.
One of my personal favorites every year is the chocolate manifesto.
Oh my God, it's so good.
I
that's what this
beer.
reminds me of.
Yeah, that's one of my favorites. And then the Killer Cupcake Panda I had before the lockdown, and I shared it with friends, and we were all like, "Oh, this beer's amazing!" So
yeah, it's like a vanilla cupcake in a can.
Excellent. So
How did
you discover craft beer? What brought you to it? You mentioned 19, going around downtown Barrie. Beer scene on Ontario. I mean, it's amazing. Quebec here too. We got a great one. So what made you decide, I don't want to drink the macro stuff. Let's go with some flavor.
Yeah, I've kind of always wanted to, support local. That's always been kind of my my goal in everything that I purchase. But yeah, my first real job I got was at the LCBO. So naturally, you want to try a lot of the products that you're selling to people so you can describe it to them. Such a chore to try all that alcohol, but but yeah, so I worked in a very small store, and I was one of 3 employees in the winter, and each of them kind of had their own niche of the stuff they were good at talking about, and no one really covered craft beer. So I was like, okay, well, I'm just going to do this. And then I already knew I loved Flying Monkeys, and then I just fell more in love with all the beers that we were bringing in from all over Ontario. So yeah.
Yeah, your LCBOs are something else. I'm in Montreal, so it's a hop, skip, and jump right to Hawkesbury or Lancaster, Alexandria for me. The one in Hawkesbury, oh my God, the beer selection is phenomenal. I unfortunately don't get access to everything. Like a lot of the all-togethers haven't been there, and I want to drink those to support all the people who are out of work right now because of the pandemic. But they're selling so quickly, which I feel great for, but I'm also jealous that I don't get to try those beers. So.
You can order, like, LCBO employee coming out of me here, but you can order them online and like pick up in store. I don't know if that helps for you, but
yeah, no, it's a future project. And technically last week's interview, I spoke with a beer distributor and a beer subscription box. So
well, there you go. Maybe they'll hook you up.
Yeah, perfect. They'll call it Craft Tap. Awesome. So on your Instagram, you mentioned Prud'homme level 1.
Yeah.
Explain to my viewers who don't know what that is. What is that?
Yeah. So in Canada, we kind of have different levels of Prud'homme, and I'm pretty sure the top level is 5, but some people are like, is there 5? Is there 4? There's like this mysterious 5th level. But anyways, you take courses, and I did mine at Great Lakes in Toronto, or Etobicoke technically. And I think it was 4 weeks, just the first level. And you pretty much just get to talk about beer with people who love beer and learn about the history of beer, where it came from, how it's made, you know, all that fun stuff. And then each level gets more in depth in each topic, how to taste beer properly, all that fun stuff. And then by the end, you are a professional beer taster. I hope to obviously do all the levels, but they're quite expensive, but worth it. You get a lot out of it. So
is it like Cicerone?
yes.
Yes. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, I've personally been considering beer judge certification.
Yeah.
I do try a lot of beer. I just I think my palate's not as refined as I'd like it to be to do something like that. So
yeah, honestly, I can taste beer, and I taste things in it that I wouldn't have tasted the first time I tried beer. But everyone can improve. I feel like I'm definitely not at a level that I would consider like professional, but I like to drink beer and taste different stuff. So that's all that matters,
Well, there is only a small handful of Master Cicerones in North America, so it's not an easy thing to achieve.
No, I'm sure it would take a lot of time.
Yeah.
And
a lot of drinking.
I grow like a pot belly, I feel like. All the beer.
That's great. So I was reading your blog before we interviewed now, the social media one that you just came out with. I really liked it. I like the idea of cut out the toxic part of your life that you don't need anymore. What kind of brought you to, especially now with COVID and joining all these groups, what brought you to bring that front article on your blog page?
Especially as a girl or a woman, I think that there's a lot of like toxic images on Instagram and other social media or media in general, TV, anything really, in the ad campaigns, and like some people diet and then take a picture like 3 days from not eating or whatever, and they're like, oh, this is what I look like. You're like, no, you don't actually look like that. And then people that aren't media literate, or just people who think that that's real, they're looking at these images and they're trying to achieve that, and it's not feasible. So yeah, and just people who put other people down. And recently, obviously, I've been working with Ed, T.Drinks, and Chris at High Gravity with the Black Lives Movement. Like most people should be focusing on it right now. But yeah, just trying to cut out all the negative people and all the negative images. And when I look at my Instagram, I feel happy. I shouldn't feel like down on myself or others.
Yeah, no, I've done the same thing, especially with Facebook. It's people that I considered friends that
Facebook is big for that.
Yeah, just their views. I'm like, you know what, I don't need this in my life right now. Gone. So and ever. Especially
Goodbye.
now with I was doing it previously here in Quebec. We're on some sort of anti-crusade about not allowing people to wear their religious garb in public positions.
Yeah.
And there's people on my Facebook who agreed with that, and they immediately disappeared because I completely disagree with that. So, so your inspiration and style behind your Instagram and your blog, where does that come from?
Honestly, I've kind of always been like the type of person that dresses kind of weird and like wears a lot of bright colors, and I don't know, does things a little differently. So I kind of just do whatever I feel like doing that day. I sometimes look at other pages. I don't know if you've ever done this, and I go, oh, I wish like all my pictures were monochromatic and they looked so nice when I like flip through them, but whatever. I'm like a rainbow. It's fine.
Yeah, I've got some photography friends in my life, and I'm like, yeah, I'm never going to be that good. So it's
hard.
Here's the picture of my beers that I had this week, and there's my TV in the background of something I'm watching. Oh well, too bad.
Yeah, it's hard. Yeah. And I tried to like you said with the TV in the background too. I try to like create a nice picture, but sometimes it doesn't work out. So maybe that one gets scrapped. Maybe you post it anyway, whatever.
And your descriptions that you work on your Instagram, where's that come from?
Usually I write that as I'm drinking the beer. So, or I'm like in the moment. Lately, when I was off work, I was doing a lot of hiking. So I had a couple pictures in there actually of like, you know, the beer with the waterfall in the background. And I'd like kind of take a minute and write how I felt in that moment, about the beer, about where I was, what I was doing. Yeah, I think that like taking a step back and kind of even just taking a step back and not Instagramming and just putting your phone down and enjoying the moment, I think is important, especially with beer.
Yeah. And beer is, especially craft beer, is a very social thing.
Yeah.
I'm guilty of using Untappd. I don't use it to put down beer. I don't speak. I try and speak or rate to the truth, but sometimes, you know, my birthday last year, my 40th birthday, my mission was to do 40 tasters that day.
Oh my God.
So I don't exactly have time to try each beer. Yeah. And I don't exactly have time for each beer going, well, this one has a little caramel notes and this one has this. It's like by the end of the night, the fact that I was still tasting anything was a miracle. So.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
I would be on the floor. I'd be in the hospital.
Well, it was my 40 for 40, so.
Right. You're like, screw it. I have all day, so.
Yeah, no, I literally did have all day. We started at noon, and then the bars are open in Montreal till 3 a.m.
Oh my God.
So
were you hungover? I could picture.
Mildly. I wasn't too bad because I would drink a lot of water between because I would clean my palate. So for every 4 tasters, I would have a pint of water.
Right. So. You're golden.
Yeah, I was pretty good at that. So you work for Flying Monkeys. Have you brewed with Flying Monkeys?
No, I haven't. The only brewery I have brewed with was Man Antler when I did, we donated to the Ontario SPCA with the Hops and Hounds beer. So that's the only one that I've collaboration brewed. But I would love to brew a beer somewhere else. That would be lovely. Maybe Flying Monkeys. Yeah, maybe at home.
Yeah. So do you brew at home?
No, not yet. I would love to try it. I'm in a condo now, so I don't know where. I guess you could do it in your kitchen, but.
Well, I have a friend who does it. It's literally the size of like a decent sized closet. So.
Oh my God. I have 2 closets and that's it. They're full of stuff.
Everything starts in the kitchen and then moves to the closet after. So.
Oh, okay. So does it in the kitchen, then puts it away.
And then hides it away to ferment for X days. So.
Cool. Maybe I'll try it. I would love to, like even just a small. I know they have like the small ones that are like this big.
Mm-hmm. Is Barrie? I can't remember where Barrie is on the map. Is that closer to Hamilton?
It's directly north of Toronto. Okay. So about like 45 minutes north.
Okay, and how's the beer scene in like the Barrie area?
In Barrie, we have directly in Barrie, us, Flying Monkeys, Red Line, and Barnstormers, and then I know we have a couple new ones that just opened north of us, Quail, and who am I missing? I don't think we have any in Aurelia, but I think there's one opening, which would be kind of fun. And then we go north, obviously, to Muskoka and Sawdust and stuff like that, and then south to Toronto.
Yeah. Well, I did see your beer travel map, and you've hit as far east as Orleans. Now you just have to take that extra 2 hours and come to Montreal.
I want to go to Montreal so bad. That was actually on my list of places I wanted to go this year. But COVID,
we'll see. Who knows with COVID?
Halifax was my next like bigger trip that I wanted to do. Yeah, and Vancouver. That's going to be another whole thing.
So speaking of beer trips, have you traveled outside of North America for beer, or have traveled and then gotten beer in other countries?
Yeah, look at my shirt.
So that's actual Munich Oktoberfest?
That's authentic. That's authentic.
That was my plan this year.
Okay.
Yeah, it was
cool.
2020 was a group of us. It's like, we're going, okay, I'm going to put even more money than I probably have to on the side just to be safe. And then even they canceled. Yeah.
There's like the mugs, and it's these mugs. Like there's no other option. Which is like, that's enough for me. Just one.
It's a liter, right?
Yeah. And I drank that whole thing and then walked tipsy back to my my tent. I camped while I was there. So
Wow. Yeah, I would. I'd go a little fancier and probably try and get an Airbnb or a hotel or something, or a condo with friends if there's enough of us. So.
Yeah, I actually it was like the middle of my backpacking trip of Europe. So it was the first time I had slept by myself in a space because I did hostels the whole time. So I slept like a baby, just like in this tent. It was freezing though, because obviously it's October. So you're just like, oh man, it was cold.
Late September, early October in Europe can't be that warm. So.
No.
Any places you'd like to go back to in Europe or anywhere else in the world when it's safe to again to go for beer as a beercation?
I've always wanted to just go to Australia as like a regular vacation, and they have lots of craft beer. I haven't had any because we can't get them at the LCBO.
Yeah.
Can you get them in Quebec? Or
no, the only beers we kind of get, it's because Quebec is very Belgian centric. So we get a lot of beers from Belgium, but they're your almost your macros. So
like the usual.
Yeah. And then recently they had some Spanish brewery where the labels were like people's facial hairstyles in like it was like a beard, but it was silver and then it was on a black label. It was weird.
That's fun.
There's 2 stouts I tried. One was excellent and one was subpar. So you know, it's hit or miss. Plus it's, you know, coming from Spain to Quebec.
Right. Who knows?
And then
what happened to it?
So what's next for yourself for when it comes to your job at Flying Monkeys, your blog and Instagram? What's next for you there?
Yeah. So at work, I got promoted 2 months before COVID hit to the territory sales manager of Simcoe County and kind of the north area. So honestly, I'm just trying to figure that out and get settled at work in that position. I'm having a lot of fun doing it. I like being on the road. I like talking to people. On the phone, it was fun on the order desk, but in person, it's even better. I get to see their face and, you know, make them smile. And then with my blog, I haven't even touched it since COVID started. I kind of, while I was off work, you know, we all kind of went through ups and downs. I think I had a lot of downs while I was off work, but made it through. It was hard. It was weird not going anywhere, you know, and not talking to people. That's my job.
Yeah. Being a social creature is just not being in the office, interacting with people. I'm like, this sucks.
Yeah.
And, you know,
so
gloom and doom scenario. And even a couple of the breweries here in Quebec, because at least in Ontario, you get to deliver beer.
Yeah. Like direct delivery to houses.
Yeah.
We just started that actually I think it was a week ago, we launched like our online store and everything. Everyone was all excited. But yeah, some of the reps, like my peers, were delivering beer while I was off, which I didn't mind. But yeah, just different styles.
Well, at least the breweries, the craft breweries are adapting to the current normal, let's say, where it is brew or here it's the best brewery. They're constantly selling out of their beer, Masorum. So online, 10 a.m. on Thursday, here's your new beers that are out. Order them.
Yeah.
Here's your pickup time. That's it. Respect us, or else like
that's insane.
Won't let you order anymore. So
yeah.
And I unfortunately missed this morning's because I'm like working away. I'm like, no, it's 10. Oh, it's sold out 10:35. So
really? In half an hour? That's amazing.
They sell out quick. So
I heard this is random, but when I went to California actually for beer as well. And I randomly ended up in LA because I was driving through Death Valley and I was going to camp in the park, but the campground that I wanted to camp at was closed. So I ended up in LA and I was like, oh, what breweries are around here? And I was right near Monkish and I was like, oh my God, I have to go there. And they just did a can release. As I pulled up, they were like, new beer. And I'm like, this is the best day of my life. Because apparently they sell out in half an hour too.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Everyone. Crazy.
I know Wood Brothers in the Glen Robertson area, they're also very popular right now. So
Wood Brothers, okay.
Yeah. Wood Brothers Brewing, and I actually spoke with their social media person. Her online handle is Pour in Perspective.
Okay.
So if you want to speak with her about Wood Brothers, I suggest you all follow her. She's one of the earlier interviews of the show. So.
Oh, cool. Yeah, I'll check it out.
Definitely. And being a female in craft beer, how do you find that's helping evolve, that there is being more women in the craft beer industry and it's not just dudes who look like me who are doing everything?
Yeah. Honestly, I think it helps me in my job being a woman, because like you said, a lot of the reps that come in are dudes with beers and plaid shirts and ball caps on, and they're like, buy my beer. But people see me and they're like, oh, I remember you. You're the only friggin' girl that walks in here. So I think it helps a lot. But yeah, I see a lot more women around, especially on Instagram. We were talking about, getting rid of negative people and keeping positive. I try to keep like a lot of women that I follow, because I like seeing, what they're doing and what they're drinking, and I like to communicate with them and support them. You know what I mean? So yeah, I definitely like seeing a lot of women around.
Do you see Flying Monkeys getting outside of Ontario, coming to Quebec or Manitoba?
I'm pretty sure we do ship outside of Ontario. I don't do any of the exporting. Obviously, I'm just the sales rep. But yeah, I'm pretty sure we do. I'm not sure Quebec. I don't think Quebec, but it might be most of the other provinces for sure. Yeah.
You gotta get out here to
Quebec. We could do some beer mail if you
want. That would work for me. Just beer mail. It'll just be mail, regular mail from Canada Post.
Yeah, don't worry about it. I'll stuff it full of those plastic bubbles. No one will
Perfect. Sounds great. Awesome. Okay, I've got no other questions for you at this time, unless there's something you'd like to mention, or.
No, I'm good. Thanks for having me. This is fun. Perfect. My dog actually was really well behaved. She just kind of went in there.
Hello, puppy.
Her name's Casey, but yeah, new puppy. Anyway.
Yeah. Well, you adopted, which I always like to see as well. So.
Yes, she's a Manitoba designer. So yeah, she's cute.
Perfect.
Husky and German Shepherd. Anyways, go on.
Yeah. So let the people know where they can find you, where they can follow you on Instagram, Twitter, your blog, etc.
Yeah, Craft Beer Bailey is my Instagram account. And then in my bio, actually, it's a link to my website, so I'll just leave it at that. And so if you can find my blog there or my Instagram.
You could follow our show everywhere. YouTube is finally youtube.com/allbeerinside. We finally got the amount of subscribers we required, which is great.
Yay.
Allbeerinside.com. If you do some Amazon shopping, there's a link on the right-hand side of the page. It costs you nothing extra, and it helps out the show buying equipment that we need in gift cards. So, and Jeff Bezos makes enough money already. As well, Instagram, Twitter, and all the other social media at All Beer Inside. And as I say at the end of every show, drink craft, not crap. Perfect. Thank you very much for today.
No worries.